Hi, Cancer. It's Aira. Spirit has been nudging me strongly for you, and I can feel the heaviness you've been carrying in your heart. This reading is about moving you out of that place where you feel uncertain or stuck and guiding you toward the next chapter of clarity, expansion, and emotional freedom. If you've been wondering why things haven't flowed, or why relationships, opportunities, or finances feel delayed, Spirit is saying this reading is here to open your perspective and prepare you for what's shifting. And as always, remember, if you ever want to go deeper into your unique path, my sessions start at $9. And for those of you wanting consistent month-to-month support, the $99 membership is available too. Let's begin, because Spirit is ready to walk you through the doorway of change. The first card is the Hermit. Cancer, Spirit shows you in a moment where you've been turning inward, not always by choice, but because the outside world has felt too loud or chaotic. The Hermit is about retreat, but for you it feels like Spirit pulled you into this pause so you could see truths you might have missed when you were too busy caring for others or keeping up with external demands. This card tells me that the solitude you've been in is sacred, not wasted. It's a time of gathering wisdom, and Spirit says you're uncovering deeper guidance within yourself that will shape your next moves in relationships, work, and even your own self-worth. But the Hermit also shows a quiet longing. Part of you has felt isolated or left behind, and Spirit wants you to know this isn't permanent. You've been in an incubation period, one where your energy has been protected so that you wouldn't waste it on people or paths that don't honor you. This is Spirit's way of realigning you with what actually resonates with your soul. Instead of rushing forward, you're being asked to trust that this inner work is setting you up for the external opportunities that are now making their way to you. The second card is the Tower. Cancer, I won't sugarcoat it. There are changes happening or about to happen that feel sudden, even uncomfortable. The Tower isn't destruction for the sake of loss. It's Spirit's way of clearing out foundations that were never solid to begin with. This could relate to relationships where the connection was one-sided, work environments where your talents weren't valued, or old belief systems about security and love that no longer serve you. Spirit says what's crumbling is not meant to punish you, but to release you from cycles that have been holding you back for years. At first, the Tower feels chaotic, like something is being pulled out from under you. But Cancer, Spirit is showing me that this shift is actually the hand of divine protection. You may have felt resistant, trying to hold on to something because it was familiar, but Spirit is saying that letting go of what falls will open a path to something much more authentic. This is a card that teaches surrender. Allow the collapse of what no longer serves, and watch how quickly the new structures rise in its place. The Tower also brings liberation. Spirit says this change will help you break free from the emotional weight you've been carrying, whether it's expectations from family, unresolved grief, or the pressure to always hold everything together. After the dust settles, you'll find yourself standing lighter, freer, and ready for the new chapter Spirit has been preparing behind the scenes. The third card is the Chariot. Cancer, this is one of your most powerful cards, and here it shows Spirit reminding you of your strength, willpower, and ability to take control of your path again. After the solitude of the Hermit and the upheaval of the Tower, the Chariot comes in as momentum. Spirit says you're going to feel a sudden clarity in direction, almost like the fog finally lifts and you know exactly where to go. This is a card of reclaiming authority over your choices and not letting external circumstances or other people's opinions pull you off course anymore. What's powerful here is that the Chariot isn't just about movement. It's about aligned movement. Spirit says you're learning how to balance your emotional needs with your practical goals, so you no longer compromise yourself in order to move forward. This is why your earlier pause and shakeup were necessary. They've set the stage for you to step into your next phase with a clearer, more focused energy. Cancer, Spirit also wants you to see that the Chariot speaks to your ability to overcome obstacles that once felt impossible. If you've been doubting yourself, wondering if you have the strength to create stability in finances, relationships, or even your sense of self, this is Spirit's confirmation that you absolutely do. This is your season to rise, and no one, not even old versions of you, can stop the momentum you're building now. The fourth card is the Lovers. For you, Cancer, this goes beyond romance. Spirit says this card is about choices that align with your soul and commitments that feel true. You've been learning to discern between relationships or opportunities that drain you and those that actually nurture you. This card highlights that a major connection, either already in your life or soon entering, will play a pivotal role in this next chapter. The Lovers also speaks to self-love. Spirit is asking you to choose yourself first, especially after periods where you've compromised too much or poured into people who weren't able to reciprocate. The more you stand in the truth of your own worth, the more aligned connections and partnerships you will attract. Cancer, Spirit is showing me a mirror. You're being called to see yourself clearly, to understand that the love you've been giving outwardly is the love you deserve inwardly. On a practical level, the Lovers often represents a choice point. You may soon face a decision in love, career, or your personal growth that requires you to pick what aligns with your deeper truth, not just what feels comfortable. Spirit says this choice is crucial because it will determine the kind of energy and experiences you allow into your future. The fifth card is Eight of Pentacles. Cancer, Spirit is showing me that this next season is very much about your growth, your skills, and your dedication to building something long-term. This could be your career, a personal project, or even the discipline of healing patterns that no longer serve you. The Eight of Pentacles is about consistency, practice, and progress. Spirit says your efforts are not wasted. Every small step you take is building towards something meaningful. This card also emphasizes mastery. Spirit says you're being guided to refine your talents, learn new skills, or pour your energy into something that makes you feel purposeful. For some of you, this is tied to career growth. For others, it's about developing a spiritual or creative path that's been calling you for a while. Either way, this is a time to be intentional about what you're building, because Spirit says the results will pay off far greater than you imagine. Cancer, the Eight of Pentacles also reassures you that stability is coming. Financial security, recognition for your work, and a sense of accomplishment are on the horizon. But they come from you staying steady and committed even when progress feels slow. Spirit says, trust the process, because your dedication is laying the foundation for a future that feels solid and rewarding. The sixth card is the Moon. Cancer, this is your ruling energy, and here it speaks to the illusions, fears, and uncertainties you've been navigating. Spirit says you may have felt confused about what's real versus what's projection, both in relationships and in your personal growth. The Moon reminds you that not everything is as it seems, and clarity often comes through trusting your intuition rather than external validation. This card also highlights emotional cycles. Spirit shows me patterns you've been repeating, especially in love or self-belief, that are now coming up to be healed. The Moon says that the fears surfacing are not here to block you, but to guide you into seeing where you've given your power away. Once you acknowledge them, you can release them, stepping out of the fog and into a clearer sense of self. Cancer, the Moon is also a reminder that you are deeply intuitive. Spirit says you already know what's unfolding, even if logic hasn't caught up yet. The key is to trust your inner voice, to honor the nudges you feel, and to recognize that what seems uncertain now will reveal itself in divine timing. The seventh card is Ten of Cups. Cancer, Spirit wants to reassure you that emotional fulfillment is not only possible but destined for you. This card shows harmony, family, love, and a sense of belonging. For some, this represents a relationship that evolves into long-term commitment, while for others, it speaks to creating emotional abundance through your own healing and self-discovery. Either way, Spirit says happiness and peace are ahead. The Ten of Cups also represents a shift in perspective. Spirit says you're learning to measure success not just by money or external validation, but by the joy, safety, and connection you feel in your heart and relationships. This is where your real fulfillment lies, and you're being guided to prioritize that as you move forward. What's beautiful is that the Ten of Cups also assures you that despite the upheavals of the Tower and the uncertainty of the Moon, the story ends with emotional harmony. Spirit says your resilience and your willingness to grow through the discomfort are leading you toward the kind of love and community you've always longed for. The 8th card is the Star. Cancer, this is a card of hope, renewal, and divine guidance. Spirit says you're stepping into a time of healing where the weight of the past no longer defines you. The Star represents faith, believing again in possibilities, in love, in abundance, and in yourself. This is where you start to trust that the universe is not working against you, but for you. The Star also highlights your role as a light for others. Spirit shows me that many Cancers are stepping into more visible roles, whether that's sharing your story, offering healing, or simply inspiring those around you by living authentically. Your vulnerability is your strength, and Spirit says the more you allow yourself to shine, the more aligned opportunities will flow toward you. Cancer, this card is also about divine timing. Spirit says what's coming together for you now couldn't have been rushed or forced. It needed to align perfectly. This is why your patience, your healing, and your faith are so important right now. The Star promises that the blessings you've prayed for are already on their way. The 9th card is the World. Cancer, Spirit says this is the completion of a major cycle for you. The World represents achievement, closure, and stepping into a higher level of being. Everything you've endured, the solitude of the Hermit, the shake-up of the Tower, the growth of the 8 of Pentacles, and the hope of the Star has been leading you here. This is where you recognize that you've outgrown old versions of yourself and are ready to claim the new chapter. The World also shows expansion. Spirit is opening doors for travel, new connections, or opportunities that broaden your perspective. You're no longer confined by limitations of the past. Instead, you're stepping into a space where your efforts and lessons are rewarded with greater freedom and possibility. Cancer, this card is Spirit's confirmation that you've completed a cycle that was once heavy and karmic. You're ready to move forward lighter, stronger, and more aligned than ever before. The World says, your next chapter isn't just beginning, it's already unfolding. Cancer, Spirit's guidance is clear. You are stepping out of old limitations and into renewal, empowerment, and fulfillment. The path may feel uncertain at times, but everything you've endured has prepared you for this. Hold on to faith because you are exactly where you're meant to be. Your affirmation is, I trust the endings, I embrace the shifts, and I welcome the new chapter Spirit is guiding me